Hi guys, Cindy here. So it's nail day, and today I went through my stash and decided what I wanted. You know, we're still in April, and so we've got almost a whole week of April. So I still wanted to stay in the pastel area, but I didn't want to pick a set that we just did. So I found these Nuclear Nova. We've already done them once, but of course this design will be different than the last because you get different nails. It's not identical. I don't know. I don't even remember how we did them last time. So in the package, I think I ordered these off the site, off the Dashing Diva site. And you get a package with instructions and alcohol pads and a little file, but I don't need those. I'll save those for another day. And here's the outside box. And you cannot use these. They've been sitting out in the light. They're probably stiff and hard, so they're probably not usable. We've got a whole sheet of these light blue ones, and I've got a couple left over from last time. And I've got one sheet of these little glitters and solid kind of clear with glitters, and then light blue with a little bit of glitter on them. So that's what we've got to work with. And then we've got some more of these white glitters. So that's what we're going to wear this week. I wear a lot of blue, and it looks like my pinkies are still real short, so we can maybe share this last one. Let's grab the scissors real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull the plastic off of these. Let me see. Okay, here's a stick. I've got another stick here that I used that's already open. So I'm going to go ahead and pull all this plastic off, so we'll have it off. And this one here, do I have any? Yes, I did a whole lot better putting the plastic back on these. Sometimes I'd get pretty careless. Okay. Put that there. Now then this light blue one. The other light blues, those are just the big thumbnails, and we'll only use those if we need them. During the week, if anything pops off, I'll have to cut them down and use them. So we're ready to get started here. Let's move the camera down. Okay, so these are my nails. I took the old nails off and I tried to get all the adhesive off, and I've got 2 coats of clear. That's just the way I do it. It's not in the instructions. That's just the way I do it. I think it's a little bit more protection on my nails. So for the pinkies, let's find what we're going to do. We've got this set of clear. We've got this set of blue, a recap of what they look like, and this set of glitter and blue. And so I'm going to try to share this one between the 2 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it right now. Instead of trying to cut it on my finger. This real small one we will put on this pinky. I'm trying to get it where I don't have to fall off any of my pinky. That's the reason I kind of put it on weird like that. And then this one, because we had to file some last week. We'll put on this pinky. This is shorter than my pinky, but that's okay. I'm fine with a little bit of edge of my pinky showing, as long as it doesn't lift. And then I've got this other one that I can use in the middle of the week if this comes off. But if I can share them, that's what I want to do, because I do not like having them too big for the nails. Those where you get the lifting and stuff. So let's go ahead and cut this and this. This and this. Now this one here, top of my pinky is kind of sticking out. After we cook it and I file it, I'll probably file that down. Now let's do the number 4 fingers. So these are not all exactly alike. It looks like I can get the 4th finger I can do with this, and then maybe on this hand I can do the 3rd, but I'm gonna have to shape up these bottoms just a little bit, round it a little bit more, the best I can. So that it will kind of just take some of the square off the bottom of that. That's all I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and the 4th finger, ring finger, I'm going to stick this one. That was just the right size. So let's go ahead and trim that up. There we go. Now then, let's go ahead and use this one as long as we've got it cut before we forget about it. On the right hand, the middle finger. And I just sort of took the square off that tip. I didn't make it any shorter or anything. I just trimmed up that square. So that's what that looks like. Okay, now then, trim that up. There we go. Now, what are we going to do next? We can do a middle finger. We can do this one upside down for the middle finger, and then for the fourth finger, it's a little small, or we can do that. We can do this one upside down, and then we can do one of these for this fourth finger. How about that? The biggest one. We're going to take the biggest one of these and stick on my fourth finger. Which one is the biggest? It looks like the last two are pretty much the same size. The next to last one, my eye's telling me it looks just a hair bigger. So we're going to use that one for my ring finger on my right hand. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get this third finger going. We can do this pretty quick. I know when I go do my quote friends nails, I try to get those old, she's got a bunch of old color straight nails that she insists on using. She bought, and I spent an hour on those things trying to get them on her feet. They're super old, they're expired, although they don't have a date on them, they're still expired because I can tell by the packaging how old they are. And it just fights to get it. And then they don't last or no time. So anyway, that's one of these days she'll run out, but then she'll just buy more because that's what she did. She gets them from her sisters. Okay. So that's what these look like so far. Now we need to do our pointer finger. So this pointer finger, we'll do this one, and this pointer finger, we might do like the solid blue because that one might come off on us anyway, or we'll just do this solid glitter. It's a little bit on the small side, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll do that, and then if it comes off during the week and I have to redo it, I'll do it with one of the solids. The too small is not what's hard. It's when you get them too big and they flap over the cuticle. That's when there's a problem. Okay. These will really protect your nails and help them to grow. Now, sometimes if you change them too often, they do have some kind of adhesive remover that you can buy, but I don't buy it. I just take this and put underneath it. But every now and then, if you like pull it off too fast or it sticks too good, it might kind of tear your nail. That's what happened to this pinky. But for the most part, especially if you kind of got good nails, strong nails, it won't do that. So we're going to do a solid glitter for this pointer finger too. And then I have all these blues to use as backups during the week if anything happens. There we go. It was a hard decision. I still have those Tony and Danny nails, and I thought about using those, but that I just don't know that I want to put them on my fingers. I might try to give them to my daughter if they come, make them take them. See if they'll use them. But they want me to put like the fake nails on. I don't even have any glue now. I got plenty of nails, designed and plain. But I don't have any glue because I've not been doing that. So here's what they look like so far. Now for the thumb, just to be on the safe side, just easy. I'm going to use the ones that I know are a good fit. They're a little bit small, but they're a good fit. This on the sheet, this is the for my thumb, it's the fourth to the last one, and then we'll use this one here for the right hand thumb, because then I don't have to cut them. There's a little bit of nail showing at the edge, but that seems to work really good for me, not having to worry about getting them too big and hitting the cuticle. Of course, sometimes if I get them too close to the cuticle down, you can still do that. Alrighty. Okay. Now then this one, I'm going to turn it upside down, and I won't have to do any trimming on that. I probably could have done this one and the next one both upside down, but I didn't. I know that's a good size for me. So this one upside down worked really well. I didn't have to trim or anything like we do a lot of times if we have like a design or something. Okay, now next thing we do is make sure we get all this trimmed off. There we go. We'll have to file some. Now, the next thing we do is we put our strips in the box, because even though we're going to throw these away at the end of the week when we're done, we might need to use them as a backup. You just never know what's going to happen with your nails. So let's put the plastic back on these. I've got 2 total silver ones left, and I got 2 of these kind of shattered glass looking silver ones left, and we don't want to ruin. We could save this to do something else with, but I don't know. And so we'll just put those in the box and get that out of the way. We'll clean up our clippers, and later after we're done, put our gloves on. Now, let's turn on this to cook. So I'm going to cut out all the cooking part. Okay, guys. So I cooked them and I filed them a little bit, and I took my gloves off. And this is what we ended up with. Both hands are not identical, because, you know, this was the second time I've used this. And they might not have been identical the first time, because, you know, they have these different sizes. Alrighty. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. We'll might do something different. We've got those Tony and Danny nails. Those was such a negative experience the first time. I just don't know that I want to do it again, but we might have to. We don't want to waste the money on them. And so we'll see you next week. Be sure and like and subscribe and watch my makeup videos and workout videos. And I did do like a healthy mukbang. You can watch that too. And we'll see you next week. Bye bye.